Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the Miss Fin Show. I am your host, Miss Fins. Welcome, 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 welcome. Thank you so much for coming through. Much appreciated. You know what I'm going to say. You know what I'm going to ask. Go ahead and do me a favor. Hit that like button, guys. Hit the like button and subscribe. Hit the like button and subscribe. I'm actually very, very, very excited today. No camera today. But we'll get through this. I know you guys are gonna miss my beautiful face, but no worries. No cameras today for sure. You'll be okay. We will be fine, guys. Thank you so much for coming through. Thank you for everybody coming through Twitter and Twitch. Much appreciated. As always, public service announcement. Let's go ahead and keep it clean, guys. Think PBS Kids. Absolutely. You can find Miss Vince Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. Eastern. Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. Eastern. Thank you so much for coming through. Thank and a great way for you guys to support the channel is by becoming a member and by supporting the channel that way. Shout out to all of our members. Thank you, thank you, thank you guys for coming through. You guys are absolutely awesome. I mean, really can't do this without you guys. So thank you so much for all of our members. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And also to appreciate everybody that donates to the channel as well. So thank you guys for all of that. Much, much appreciated. And welcome to What in the Updates, Miami Dolphin edition, guys. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate it. As I always say, we win together, we lose together. Dolphins for life. So yeah, so let's go ahead and talk about it, ladies and gentlemen. A lot has happened so far within the first 24 days, well, 24 hours of the actual NFL new league year, guys. Before we continue real quick with these updates, I want to go ahead and say good morning to you guys. Good morning, Bob Young. Welcome. Good morning, Timothy. Welcome, welcome. Hooked up Joe. Welcome. Good morning. Dad Dean. Welcome. Good morning. Fins up early. Yep. Good morning, Manolo. Welcome, welcome. Aquavision. Welcome. What's up, Chris? Welcome, sir. Welcome. Good morning, Finsanity 5. Good morning, ma'am. Timothy says our tight end and linebacker core has definitely improved. If that's your opinion, cool. I'm sure we're gonna talk about it. Um, I know we're gonna talk about it. So let me get into let me get into this, guys, because I want to go ahead and give you guys a little update from what I'm seeing over here. As far as the actual what do you call it? Man, this thing is just not gonna work for me, is it? Uh, come on, baby. What are you doing? Turn around. There it is. Okay. Um, so let me give you our free agency signings so far, as well as their contracts and what we're expecting their contracts to be. Start out with John Smith, tight end, obviously. We got um, 2 years, $10 million, up to $10 million contract. Then we got defensive tackle Davion Nixon, 1 year, $1 million. That's actually pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. Isaiah Mack, we got him initially $1.1 million for 1 year. Another defensive tackle. We got linebacker Anthony Walker Jr., 1 year, $1.2 million. We also got linebacker Jordan Brooks, 3 years, $26.2 million. Center Aaron Brewer, 3 years, $21 million. Linebacker Shaq Barrett, 1 year, $9 million. Safety Jordan Poyer, 1 year, $2 million. I know there was another one. Let me see here. There was one more that I saw that we actually got that I don't think I saw the contract for, but I gotta check it out here real quick. Hey, what's up, Jeremiah? Welcome. Good Thursday morning, Miss Fins. Let's smash that like button on our way in to help support Miss Fins. Thank you so much, Jeremiah. I appreciate you. I have a feeling that Butch Berry will turn Aaron Brewer to a top five center. You know what? That I super agree with. I am very excited to see what our O line is gonna be this year, especially since I know Aaron Brewer. Not Brewer, sorry, Butch Berry. I call him the magician because that man knows exactly how to make and work and put together an O line. So anything that has to do with the O line, although sometimes I may feel like this is highly questionable, um, not gonna lie, I'm very excited to see what he's gonna be doing with those gentlemen. So we'll see. Let's see here. Let's continue. Wanted to show you guys a couple other updates too. Let me see if it'll show. It looks like Makai Becton is gonna be visiting the Bengals today. That's interesting, especially since the fact that he ended up really just being injury riddled. That's kind of horrible for a young man. You always want him to be successful, but at the end of the day, he just had nothing but injuries. Um, Another news, also, the Baltimore Ravens want to trade 49ers Debo Samuel, and they've asked and inquired about the availability. Right now, Niners have no plans on trading him, but that could change if the Niners trade Debo post June 1st. We'll see. That'll be very interesting. Let's see here. Oh, one other thing that I did see, ladies and gentlemen, I thought it was actually kind of interesting. So, did by mistake Kirk Cousins actually tattletale that there was tampering by the Falcons? Because I saw the reports, but I was like, no way. I mean, he's such a great guy. I don't, you know what I mean? Like, I don't fault him. I feel bad if anything happens to them, but he's actually like, I don't know, but I keep hearing reports that he might have by mistake done that, and I'm like, "Ew, if he did, I mean, that kind of sucks. They're gonna have to deal with a pick situation, but I'm happy for him. Kirko Chains went to Hotlanta, so very, very happy for him. Filthy Cat, good morning, Filthy Cat. He says Brewer was already ranked 11th best center. Top five isn't far fetched. True, tis true. Timothy says Liam will be a decent backup right guard and draft the starting right guard. Liam doesn't deserve to start. I don't know about that, Timothy. Liam was actually pretty good. Morning, Mad Hatter. He says, "Has the season started yet?" No, not yet. But we're almost there. We just started the new league. Yeah, so that's not too bad, right? That's not too bad. There was a player that I talked about yesterday that I was like, my God, we really should get him. I'm trying to think who it was. My Lord. I'm checking to see any other updates from Miami Dolphins. So bear with me, ladies and gents. Hit that like button for me, guys. I see all you guys watching from Twitter, Twitch. Thank you, guys. We got over 50 people in total. Let's get her done. Continue to hit that like button, guys. Everybody that's on Twitter and Twitch, if you guys can do me a favor, if you don't mind taking 10 seconds, hit the link in my bio on Twitter or Twitch. Get to YouTube, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and then go back. That I would really appreciate that. It really does help out the channel immensely. So thank you guys for that. Let's see here. I noticed Calvin Ridley was available, but it looks like Tennessee picked him up 4 years, $92 million, 50 fully guaranteed. Oof. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of disappointed because I was interested in Ridley. I thought he'd be a good addition, being that he's a big body receiver. But I don't know. I don't know. We also got cornerback. We did sign yesterday cornerback Siren Neal from Buffalo Bills. That's another addition that we got, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, and I don't know if you guys noticed this, but Mike Williams, didn't we talk about Rodgers yesterday? Williams, Keenan Allen, is it gonna be Joey Bosa, Khalil Mack? It ended up being Mike Williams, ladies and gentlemen, and apparently that cleared up $32 million for them. I couldn't believe that. That is crazy. That's crazy. Another pickup that we got yesterday as well was defensive tackle Neville Gallimore from Dallas, former Dallas Cowboys DT. Not too bad. I mean, look, you realize what we're doing, right? With the price of what Christian Wilkins went for and Robert Hunt, we're essentially getting like 30 tiny players, essentially. Like 30 miniature play, not miniature like size or anything. I mean pieces. 30 pieces is what we're getting. We're not really getting nothing too crazy. Hey, let's see here. Miss Fitz, you know NFL only penalize the Dolphins for Timothy, you're 100% right. Hey, Dan, all from France. How you doing? La Fini, La Finiquip. How are you doing? Hey, Miss Fins. Fins up hope you're doing well today. Thank you so much. I am doing well. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. Good morning, Louis. Good morning, sir. Welcome, welcome. Salute to you, sir. Thank you. Just I hope you're okay. I hope you put some aloe vera, because I toasted you a little bit yesterday. So I hope you're doing well, sir. Hope you didn't get pan-seared a little too much by Miss Fiends. Uh, I was like, I can't help it. I can't help it. Oh my gosh, this is too much fun. Uh, oh, I love it. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, so we're making some moves. Look, the main thing about the Dolphins right now is Chris Greer. You have to realize, I think about it. We went from out of all teams to the new cap being stayed definitely helped us. But then you had 26 free agents. 26. Like, holy smokes. That's a lot. And we knew a lot of these players were going to actually be able for us to sign. It was just a fact. Even with the four main players that we essentially were taken from free agency, the biggest one, Christian Wilkins for 27 million a year, Robert Hunt for 21 million dollar a year. You had Brandon Jones. I think Brandon Jones. What did he get? He get like 10 million a year or 12 million a year, if I'm not mistaken. And then AVG, Andrew Van Ginkel, for 10 million a year. We were not going to be able to pay those guys. Period. I still feel like Andrew Van Ginkel, we could have done something. You know what I mean? But even though, okay, whatever. The list of players that we got to me are very bargain shopping kind of typical Chris Greer players, man. Like this guy, you see Chris Greer, man. He always loves to have that shopping. Always, always. It doesn't change. It doesn't matter what year it is. I'm not 100% too sold on this only because I'm expecting something to be a little nerve wracking because he's gonna do something that will always, uh, I don't know, just it'll look really great, but then it just won't feel like we did that much. Now, let me see here. I know we talked about it, but also I saw a few people not being too thrilled, but we did re-sign Savon Ahmed yesterday as well. There's nothing wrong with that, guys. It was only like $1 million, not even. Like, we're just getting bodies because you already know that when it comes to McDaniel's, running back room, you're gonna have to have bodies. It doesn't mean that Chris Brooks won't get an opportunity to play, which I know a lot of people are nervous about, but I still feel like Chris Brooks will still have an opportunity to play. So we shouldn't have to worry about that too much. Now, let me see here. The main one that I'm mostly concerned when it comes to good morning, welcome. The main one when it comes to being a little bit concerned due to injuries is Anthony Walker. He's the one that really had the most injury concerns, in my opinion, out of all of them. Even though they all have nicks here and there, but he's the main one. Not typical because Chris Greer hates linebackers. I don't know. Good morning, Billy. Welcome, welcome. Good morning. What's up, Superfish? Welcome. Howdy. How are you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Much appreciated. Thank you so much. Um, we got yeah, we got about 130, 150 people in here. Hit that like button, guys. I'm gonna in a few minutes. I'm gonna drop the link because I want you guys to come over here as well and talk to me about what you guys have seen so far because maybe you guys have seen something a little bit different than I have. Me personally, it's a few questionable things where I'm like, Chris Greer, you know, can you maybe not? Also, two guys, before I continue, please go ahead and check out part 3 of Back Alley Fins. That was such an amazing episode with the ladies. Oh my God, that was so much fun. I've got nothing but great, great reviews from everybody. All of you guys really enjoyed us having um, this show. So go ahead and check it out. It's under my videos. It's a lot of fun, and you're gonna see the ladies turn up too. We can definitely get we can definitely turn up. You know what I mean? And a lot of you guys, I know you're not used to it, but we turned up. It was a lot of fun. I'm not gonna lie, definitely a lot of fun. So go check that puppy out. It is out. Part 3 is out, and there will be a part 4. I tell you, as long as the ladies are okay with it, hey, I'm good to go. So if they want to do it and continue to do it, I'm all for it. Um, Liking the signings we've done so far. Hey, I do too. I do overall. Overall, not too bad. Good morning, Cat for Life. How you doing, sir? Welcome, welcome. Nene, yeah, I know. We enjoyed ourselves. I'm not gonna lie, we enjoyed ourselves. Last year, I think we carried 10 offensive linemen. Do we make it 12 this year? Good morning, Timothy. You know what? I don't know about. I don't know about 12. That might be a little bit much. Not gonna lie, that might be a little bit much. I think we might go to 10 again. 1 second, guys. Yeah, yep, yep. The draft will tell the real story. I'm excited to see what we do in the draft as well. Back alley Phins is amazing. It is awesome. I'm not gonna lie. Good morning, Mr. Paul. How you doing, buddy? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I see everybody in here, man. We got almost 200 people in the building. Hit that like button, guys. Hit that like button. All across Twitter, Twitch, Instagram. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, so let me see here. Guests. Invite guests. Let me drop this link because I'm having way too much fun, but I want to have fun with y'all too. So let me post a comment real quick. There you go. There you go. So if y'all want to come here, let's talk. Because to me, these dolphins are making moves. Things are happening, people. Things are happening. What's up, Kenna? Good morning. Good morning. Superfish says we definitely need to trade down a couple of spots to get a lower first and another second. You know what, Superfishy? I've said that a couple times in the last few weeks. It really, for me personally, unless it's the only three positions I'm willing to pick at 21. I think right now we have four defensive tackles. The only okay that I'm willing with to do it is gonna be either a left tackle or a a defensive tackle or middle linebacker. That's really the only positions that I'm willing to go ahead and do it. Miss Fitz, you should do a weekly show. What yourself, Nene, and Fitz Senator. Love to see y'all do y'all thing. Hey, it's not up to me, it's up to the ladies, Timothy. We can do this whenever we have a chance. Trade down and select the highest grade dudes available. Yeah. If we don't get one of those positions, then I'm all for trading back from 21st because then you're able to go ahead and you're able to get what is it called multiple picks for that 21st. Because when I was doing mock drafts and we did this last week, we were able to trade back and even swap, let's say like 21st to 26 and pick up a second. You know what I mean? And then we could even trade that 26 down even more or pick up 2 seconds or completely get out of the first and go ahead and pick and get maybe 2 seconds and a third, something like that. Any combination, I'm willing to go ahead and do it because for me personally, it's going to give us what we need. What's up, Chef Jew? Good morning, sir. Good morning, Lady Dolphin, Miss Fans, and everyone. How y'all doing? Check your polls. That's what I'm talking about. Good morning, sir. Superfish says the depth is worth trading down, though. we still need to fill a bunch of holes. We do. You know what I do want to see? Us getting a big body receiver. Maybe. I don't know. Might be a little bit crazy, but maybe Tua, hear me out, might be able to see that person. I don't know. It's not a guarantee, but maybe, just maybe, he can go ahead and see it. You know what I mean? Um, Holy smokes, man. What a beautiful day. Oh, you lovely people. I love you guys. Again, let me see if there's anybody in the back. Make sure I didn't miss anybody. What the heck is it? Oh, oh, I'm in my share. Good morning, Dolphin Dawn. Welcome, sir. Guest. Okay. Perfect. Post comment. There you go. Perfect. Do you like Hunter Renfro? He's all right. If I'm gonna get Hunter Renfro, I already have Braxton Berrios, and he knows my system, so I'm willing to take Berrios over Renfro. To be honest with you, I'm not really, I'm not really looking to do too much. You know what I mean? So, Chase Claypool, big receiver with speed. And let's see here. Hey, we got somebody from X. What's up? Bredsky, welcome. Getting out of the first would be ideal. Contract and finance and cap wise. Find value with extra second round. Exactly. And if you think about it, Bredsky, the other good thing about leaving the first round, besides the fact that you save that cap money, is we don't have a third, ladies and gentlemen. We don't have a third. We don't have a fourth round pick. So if you can pick up 2 seconds and a third, or maybe a second, two thirds, and a fourth. The point is we have too many positions for us to fill in order for us to be able to fill it all out, which is why we need to make sure we get those bigger, pieces. Mr. Polk, aka Crazy Dolphin, says Chase Claypool, big receiver with speed. I want Claypool back. If he just wasn't used. So I'm hoping that this year to was able to see his entire um, you know, wide receiver core, because to me there were plenty of plays to be made. Plenty of plays to be made. But unfortunately he didn't see all his receivers. So Superfish says, I like Barriers, but he doesn't get much out of kick returns. That I agree. He's not really that main kick return guy. I don't know what it is. Is it his field of vision? You know. Um, Now, granted, I know everybody wants a kick return for a touchdown, but guys, that doesn't happen all the time. Maybe once a week, maybe. So not that much. Johnny Wilson, he's 6'7" and has good hands. Not too bad. What's up, Franklin? How you doing? How you doing? Good morning, Ender. Welcome. Super Superfish says no, please, not Claypool. We have two third round comp picks. Billy, that won't be till 2025. So we don't have two third round comp picks. That would be if we don't do anything to jeopardize those, meaning sign any big contract players. Those picks are not for this year, 2024. It will be for next year, 2025. That's the issue with that. So, yeah, I know. A lot of people don't know that. People think that it's going to be for this season, but it's not. It's for the season afterwards that you get those comp picks. hmm Let's see here. Yeah, we got to keep Barrios. Remember that shot he took on kick returns and came in for a key third down catch versus Cowboys? To me, he's a good slot receiver. Obviously, he's a shorter slot receiver. I'm not gonna lie, but he's pretty speedy. He's pretty good and kind of clean when it comes to him coming out of his routes. So I like him as a wide receiver. He's experienced. He's a veteran. You know what I mean? He already has a year under the scheme. So it's not like he's coming off fresh trying to learn the playbook. He already had the playbook. He can add to the playbook, and be used differently. Yeah, sorry guys, give me a second here. Good morning, Shake Money. Good morning, Shake Money. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's see here. Barrios to me has that dog attitude. I like him. Franklin says you could always find punt returners. Tis true. Tis true. Manolo writes, uh, yeah. Manolo writes, let's see here. Manolo says Superfish MacD said similar things about the run game. I hope he takes his own advice. The problem is, we'll see if he ends up actually doing anything about the run game. I'm gonna be honest with you, Manolo. That's one thing that I was expecting McDaniel to be a little bit better on is that run game. I mean, but did you not see how we produced though? Did you not see how we produced? Huh? Did you not see how we produced? All them touchdowns that we were able to make, everything that we were able to do. Absolutely very, very happy with that. Although I still feel like we could have implemented it a little bit more down the stretch. Maybe not as much at the beginning of the season, but maybe. towards the end of the season where I don't know, maybe we utilize it while we're in the playoffs a little bit better than yeah. Okay, let's see here. This scheme is running back and tight end focused, but we're too a showcase focused. No, I don't know about this whole tight end situation. Okay, it's funny because when the season was over, everybody kept saying, "This feeds, we need a tight end. We need a tight end." I'm like, for what? Mike McDaniel doesn't use tight ends in his system unless it's for blocking. That's it. He's not really utilizing his tight ends. Look at what Durham Smythe did, and that's with him being barely used. Hey, what's up, Dakota? Good morning, good morning. Good morning from Jets family. That's the only problem that I have with McDaniel. It's he really doesn't value the tight end position, and you could tell, which is why I never wanted to get anybody big. Now, getting Johnu Smith for as cheap as we did, I was very happy about that, but definitely not looking to get any other bigger tight ends or anything like that. It just makes no sense to me. Now, Franklin, what do you mean we need more balance? Explain that because right now I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you mean. Matt Hatter says Mike McDaniel was too predictable at the end. Run twice, then throw on third down. You know what teams said towards the end of the season too. Oh, you already know what Miami's gonna do. This offense was figured out, ladies and gentlemen. It's not no matter how many. If you stay disciplined, and no matter how many sweeps or motions we do, you can beat this offense. You saw that with Kansas City. You saw that with the Ravens. Heck, even what's their name? The Titans, which is ridiculous to me, but even the Titans were able to do it. Just say the Shanahan scheme had tight ends like Shay. Please, you mean be? Oh, okay, I see what you mean. So we need to be more balanced. We need to be more. Just hey. We were not using everybody. I agree 100%. My thing is, will we use everybody because it only comes down to one player, ladies and gentlemen. There's only two players that touch the ball every single time, and that's the center and the quarterback. If our quarterback is not using it, then there's nothing we can do. What's up, Jermaine Dupree? How you doing? How you doing?
Who? That's not my
I
name.
mean, sorry, Back Alley Fins, aka Finsanity.
Hey, what's up? What's up? How are you?
I'm good, and you?
Um, Getting there. It's a road. It's a marathon, but I'm getting there. Got my race back, so let's go. What are we talking about? What are we talking about?
Well, right now we're talking about the balance of the team. Is it gonna be?
Is it going to be what? Hello?
Yeah, sorry. Give me a second here. Um, No, the actual game is this team gonna be balanced? Are we gonna be able to use all of our wide receivers? Are we gonna be able to use, the weapons, all the weapons we have, and not just be solely Tyreek centric? Because that's the issue right now. Is it's Tyreek or bust essentially. Are we gonna
Um,
actually be more blended?
the word that I heard in there was able. Obviously, we're able to, right? You go back, you watch a lot of, some all 22. There's amazing people out here who break it down. You can also, check out Caps Recaps. Boom, plug for TFTG there. Um, and I mean, that was the frustration of the fan base, right? Where at times we felt like, hey, yeah, you can get the ball to your best player, option A, right? But option B is that we got someone over here, completely wide open. Now, maybe they would have gained more yardage. I know some were potential touchdowns, which becomes frustrating, right? As a fan, you obviously want to put up the most points possible. Are we able to? Absolutely. We are 100% capable because we do seem to have defenses over compensating for the talent that Tyreek, brings to the field, right? Boom. Will we do it? I think that's the next step. I think, you know, hopefully after a second off season, excuse me, of reviewing, these plays and stuff and seeing where these other opportunities are, maybe. I mean, I can't speak to what, the processing is for Tua in that pocket, real game speed. You got, linebackers, ends, D tackles, trying to come at you, sack you. And this is what the play, goes progression wise, right? I think for the most part, um, we are able to do it. It's just more of, is it going to be, how can I put this in a real way? Is it going to be where our, like you said, our offense is centralized on no matter what, throwing that ball to Tyreek, or is it going to be say, you know what, take that, I guess, half second. There's a reason why he got the ball out the quickest. It was, we understand how, the passing game pretty much functioned, but we are able to. I just don't know if we're coming back with the same scheme, how
You don't
we
think
we
so? You don't think so with the additions we got?
um I think McDaniel creates plays to for specific people to get that specific person open, and it's been effective ish. Um, my thing is like this, and I try to say this with all due respect because I've never played a QB position at any level, I mean at the smallest level. If the play calls for Tua to no matter what throw that ball to Tyreek, then no. I mean, we could see it right when we did, utilize the tight end. Right, a lot of it was play action, roll out to the left, slip screen to the tight end. Right, he slips like off the line, off the block. He pretends he's on the block, slips it, boom. You chuck it down to him. He turns up the field. Sometimes we get a first down on that. Sometimes we get maybe 4 yards, something like that. And that's how it seemed like we utilized the tight end previously, right? Now, if you want to say you want to utilize the tight end more, like in the seam, like 10 plus yards down the field, stuff like that, I'm not 100% confident that they will do that. If I'm just being honest, from where I see the tight end, it's pretty much close to the line of scrimmage, and I can't say that we can't utilize the tight end. We are able to do that. We are able to utilize other players. It's just what the play call, like, obviously, a lot of these guys are open because so much attention is given, and justly, to Tyreek and Waddle, right? Those are two as 1-2 options, right? A lot of people, defenses say, hey, if you take away the first option, get whatever. He doesn't know what to do. He can't improvise, whatever. However you want to put it, right? But a lot of defenses say, hey, let's put so much attention to Tyreek. Not one just because he's the best player offensively on the field, like within the passing game, but because there's this narrative that Tua likes to get the ball out. He likes to go to the first read, and that's a way to disrupt the timing of the play for Miami, right? Cool. If Tua and McDaniel make a conscious effort to say, you know what, we understand that, hey, this is what defenses are going to try to do. We're going to counter it by saying, you know what, you think, okay, we come up same formation. You think we're going to Tyreek, okay, boom. You got to protect this. You got to protect the right side of the field now. Bang, backside, whatever side Tyreek's on. You're not giving that much attention to it. Okay, boom. And my thing is like this. He's taken. I don't want to say this because the numbers are skewed. The ball definitely does go to Tyreek, and I'm not too upset with that. Um, Scheme wise, because he's the best player out there, and you don't want to miss an opportunity where Tyreek does get behind the defense at times, and you're like, you're getting too, you're trying to get too schemy, too cute with it. But we are able to do it. Like, we are absolutely 100% able to do it. Will we do it? Will McDaniel and Tua make that conscious effort to try to do that? I'm not 100% sure. Because I think for
So
them, it's not broke, don't, I guess, not broke, don't, let's fix it or
fix it.
whatever. Hmm.
Yeah, one well, thank you for that. I
Hmm.
appreciate it. What's up, Lewis? Thank you for coming up here. I
That
appreciate you,
Captain
sir.
Saver. Let me stop.
Hey,
It's
hey,
PBS.
good.
I
Yeah,
didn't finish. I didn't finish. I didn't finish. I didn't finish. I didn't finish.
Shave of
yeah.
fins.
Save
It is definitely Captain Save a Finn, right? It's Save a Finn.
Exactly.
The facts are right. People just this is just another way to downgrade and put down Tua, and that's what this fan base does. See, I'm going to give you numbers, and if you want to argue with numbers, then cool. Then just argue numbers. The facts are, Finsanity said it best. Tyreek Hill is an elite weapon. Why not use him? But I just think it's funny that this fan base says, well, this offense was figured out as Tyreek centric. Oh my God. Do you realize that Jared Goff threw to his number one target, which is Ahmed St. Brown, more than Tua threw to Tyreek Hill? Do you know that Patrick Mahomes threw to his number one option in Travis Kelce more than Tua Tagovailoa threw to Tyreek Hill? Do you know that Lamar Jackson threw to his rookie number one receiver in Zay Flowers more than Tua Tagovailoa threw the ball to Tyreek Hill? I think Tua and Tyreek actually were number 8 on the list of amounts of targets and catches per game. 8 on the list. I also believe Josh Allen, even though Stephon Diggs wasn't catching the ball more than Tyreek, because Josh Allen, in my opinion, was missing him a lot this season. The facts remain, I think he even threw the ball to Stephon Diggs more than Tua Tagovailoa did to Tyreek. But it's real easy for us to, again, just downgrade Tua and say, man, without Tyreek, Tua can't get the job done. It's false. People just come up here and talk because they like to hear themselves talk. It's utterly ridiculous. Now, to the bigger question, do we got to get more guys involved? Absolutely. That would just make our offense more dynamic than what it already is. But I just don't understand why you, like, everybody in our fan base was excited to go get Tyreek Hill. Oh my God, we got Tyreek Hill. And now we're upset that he gets targets. You do realize that he had 1,700 yards in 2 seasons back to back. What are we complaining for? If he was getting targets, Miss Fins and Finsanity, and he wasn't giving us no production, man, what are we doing out here? The man is leading the league in receiving. He's putting touchdowns on the board. You also have another receiver in both years that Tyreek has been here, and Jalen Waddle that has also had 1,000 yards. Like what? Yeah, we got to do better. But again, when we have these conversations, and you guys know how I feel about it, I hate when we make all these problems that is a league wide problem. We just make it a Tua Tagovailoa and a Miami Dolphin problem. It's not. Oh, here's another one. I see it on the list. Baker Mayfield threw to Mike Evans more than anybody on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Everybody
Shout
in
out
this
to
fan
that.
base, everybody in this fan base though told me Baker Mayfield's better than Tua. We want Baker Mayfield down here because he does everything. Well, why is he throwing to his number one read all the time? Why is he doing that? You see what I'm saying, ladies? It's always about Tua. These people are going to find any way to disgrace Tua. And again, Tua's a finished product. No, he is not. He still has to develop and get better. No one is saying that. But when I hear, oh my God, it's just so Tyreek centric, go and look at other teams. That's what quarterbacks do. They find their best players on the field and they usually target them more. Oh my God. Wow. That's groundbreaking stuff we're talking about here. Did Dan Marino not like to throw to OJ McDuffie? When I was growing up, right, and I would watch Dan Marino, and it would be on 3rd and 7. We had Irving Fryer as a receiver. We had Mark Ingram receiver. We had, I believe, Randy McMichael as a tight end, and all these guys, Keith Jackson as tight end, all these guys. You know who Dan Marino was looking for on 3rd and 7? OJ McDuffie. I knew that. Everybody watching the TV knew that. The defense that was playing against Dan Marino knew that. Where did the ball used to go? To OJ McDuffie. Now, I didn't hear, now again, social media wasn't as big as what it is now, but I never heard anybody say, oh my God, why is Dan Marino throwing the ball so much to OJ McDuffie? Nobody cared. But now all of a sudden, because Tua throws to, again, let me be very clear, and Insanity was spot on, the most dynamic receiver in the league, now we have a problem with that. Do you know how ridiculous that sounds, ladies?
You know what's
We have a
funny?
problem
Go ahead.
because dynamic receiver in the league. Crazy.
I think we're the only fan base that complains about this. But shout out to Mike Evans. Helped me win fantasy this year. We running you back next year. Don't worry, you're not going to be on another team. It's going to be on mine. Um, we are the only team that does that. Listen, you want to know something real, and I remember this moment like it was yesterday. We have a crucial big play against the Chiefs, right? We're talking about the play where he threw the Claypool, right? I said Miami needs to take a timeout because your best player is not on the field. And how dare you be so arrogant to run a play without your best player on the field? And I thought we talk about the throw and all that. I think the more egregious thing is that play, you know who the ball should be going to, and he's not even on. But we're not gonna get into that. But yeah, Lou, my thing's like this. The question was, are we able to? And obviously, I feel like our offense
Right.
is capable to, right? One of the best, props this year was Tyreek TD. It was pretty much going to happen each and every game. I think what we do as a fan base sometimes is you try to find the fault in the stars, right? You try to find, yeah, that's a pop culture reference. That's 1 point for me, Miss Phins. Boom. You try to find any way to criticize sometimes when you're not for something. And I feel like a lot of people were frustrated with how, like, on the back end, right? Like how our offense played. And it's warranted. It's warranted. I'm not going to say that the fans are absolutely, crazy for being a little bit of frustrated with, the points becoming a little bit scarce and stuff like that. But I do think that when you look at things statistically, sometimes you just have to be able to go to your best option and understand that's what it's going to be. Like even that, like you go back to that critical third down against the Cowboys, right? And everyone's like run, 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 and they run a screen to Tyreek out, not outside, but like inside. They motion them in. They motion him out. Hike got the ball out to him. He picks up the first down that we need. We as fans get a chance to go back and look at the whole game, because when you're watching it, you're just watching it in real time. You're not really trying to break things down. You're not really trying to see all these things, right? And I think that's where like people are just like, oh, this guy's open, this guy's open. Well, yeah, there's a reason why they're open. But the and I think for them, I think it's when the play doesn't work that that they're like, oh, look, he had this guy, but yeah, of course. Like sometimes people are forgotten or whatever, whatever. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, yeah, you should always be trying to get the ball to the best player on the field. And that's what it is. I mean, I saw Kirk throw to Justin Jefferson, triple covered. Needed the first down. Triple coverage, ball, triple cut. Like we all remember the play. Justin Jefferson comes down with it. And you're like, that's not the play. Somebody obviously else was open, yeah. But sometimes you gotta live and die on the sword of I try to get it to my best player. And it's just results based, right? We go off results based. If it works, we're happy. If it doesn't, we're not. And that's just how it goes for fans. It's whether it works or not. All the other things, all the other context and all that type of stuff doesn't seem to matter. They just we as fans just want wins. And that's it. Oh, Nene's here. Hey, Nene.
I get what you
Who?
guys are talking about. I
Who?
think
Who?
the main
Who?
issue was
Who did Finsanity say? Who's that?
Nene.
Oh,
Nene.
I have no idea who that is. Never heard of her. Never heard of her. Salute to you though. Salute, Nene.
y'all are too much. Y'all are too much. No, but I think what the main concern is that are we gonna be able to bring in different opportunities for other guys, not just. I get it. You're supposed to utilize your main guy, Tyreek. Obviously, we know this. Waddle number two, we know this, but we gotta still incorporate the other guys. So that's where we want the balance. Now, based on the pickups that we got, do you like who do you think out of the guys we picked up that we'll be able to utilize or get the most out of?
You still talking offensively?
Yeah,
Who did we pick up offensively outside of Janu? And we brought back Ahmed. I mean, we got some offensive line, right? We got the Brewer guy.
Aaron Brewer. Yeah,
So when you say utilize the most offensively, like from the pickups, I mean, well, obviously, if Aaron Brewer is the starting center, we're going to utilize him a lot, right? He's going to have his hand on the ball every single play. Um, Ahmed, I think Ahmed is just a roster piece. I don't foresee Ahmed getting a lot of touches. I would have him right now behind Mostert and Achan, and then possibly even behind is no, Jeff is a free agent. Jeff is off. No, Jeff is on the team. He's definitely behind Chris Brooks. I don't know where. I think Ahmed is just a. Honestly, I just think he's a training camp piece at this point. He definitely lost a spot. Um, Janu obviously I believe is in line to be our starting tight end. Um, That would be interesting to see how they utilize him and what they utilize him for. He brings speed to the tight end position, and he's a veteran. Blase, blase, blah. Give me the same old little typical things that we have to say about these players coming in. But at the end of the day, first option Tyreek, second option Waddle, and then everybody else falls in line. I don't think Craycraft is still on this team. I honestly thought River was gonna, be decent until he got, injured and stuff. But no, I don't think any of these people have been brought in to be a key piece in this offense. If I'm being honest, I don't see how we change too much.
Okay, what about the defensive players? Which defensive player do you think it's gonna get the most? We're gonna be able to get the most production out of?
As Jordan Brooks. I think Jordan Brooks, you look how
Really?
productive. Absolutely.
It better
You
be.
you don't like that movement, Spins, of Jordan Brooks?
No, listen, he's the Jerome. He's slightly better than Jerome Baker, and he's the Jerome Baker replacement. So yeah, I like the move. I'm just saying, how would you apply him to the team? Why do you think he would be the best one out of all the defensive players we got?
Well, I mean, he's been very highly productive in Seattle, right? And I just think this is what some of the and this is some of the debates me and EM used to get in. Well, we still get into, right? It's about the physicality, and EM's always talking about on the field, and I usually most of the time is talking about mental off the field, right? I think Jordan Brooks is the type of player, if you watch him, he brings that physicality that everybody wants, that dog on the field. But from a mental standpoint, too, you look at him, you hear some of the mic'd ups, you do some of the research, you see him on the sideline. From a mental standpoint, too, I think that's what this team's missing. A guy like that, I think he's a real like leader, right? You could tell he don't like losing. He's willing to get in players' faces. Like, bro, there's a clip going around, ladies, of him on the sideline, absolutely losing his mind, right? And he's in the middle of everybody on the sideline, and he's going at everybody. That when was the last time? And again, Miss Finch, you go to games, I go to games. We all watch games on TV. When was the last time you seen any of our players do anything like that? When was the last
I
time
see
you
what you mean.
actually he just brings a different mindset and a toughness on the field, to EM's point, that I think this team has been lacking for a couple years now. So listen, I think one thing Seattle is known for is secondary play and linebacker play. They've been like that for years. And I just think to get a player of his caliber, now is he a pro player? No, he hasn't shown that level yet. But again, highly productive. I think he comes in, and I just think he automatically demands respect in that locker room, and I think he's going to be a good player for us. I could be wrong though.
What about you, Fincenti? Who do you think we're gonna be able to utilize the most
I
or get
concur
the
with
most
every
out of?
I concur with everything that Lewis just said. It should be him because he's gotten the biggest contract so so far out of the people on the defensive side that we have brought in. So it needs to be him, and I do believe that you do bring him in, to piggyback off of Lewis for his leadership ability, which is something that we do need. One of the things that some people thought, was that we were, too soft. Hey, it is what it is. If that's what you think about your team. That's what you think. I can't, change that. But it definitely brings a level of toughness that I appreciate, and I think being alongside a guy like Bobby Wagner, hopefully some of that, leadership skills rubbed off on him, and he can hopefully bring, that to the locker room, to the sidelines, just to the team organization overall for the Miami Dolphins. That's what I got. Because I 100% agree with everything that Lewis said, and I'm not going to be long winded with that.
I
Who
like
who
that.
do
I
you
like that.
Who do you think it is, Miss Fins? Who do you think is going to be out of the guys we brought in on defense? Who do you think is going to be the best player for us?
Well, the guy that you guys mentioned, I think that he will definitely be very important. Give me 1 second, guys. Hold on. But the other guy that I would have to say is Poyer, and the reason why I say Poyer is because the tandem between him and Holland. That's what I That's what I'm looking forward to the most. To be honest with you, how is Weaver gonna be able to utilize Poyer, because Poyer's really good when it comes to coverage, and I really like seeing him and Holland together. I think that's gonna be a very good secondary. And I like the leadership that he also brings as well. I like the fact that he's a veteran. Obviously, he'll be able to give him some pointers. The fact that he really is looking to play to Miami, or in Miami, is also a good thing. So I think that that he would be the one that I'm expecting to see, that should, in my opinion, especially since he's already been in the division, he's already played against us for multiple years, multiple games. He's seen our offense. He's seen our defense. I think that that's definitely going to be a very exciting one for us to take a look at. And I would say Poyer, actually.
Do you think? Let me ask both of you ladies this, because I agree to a lot of what you just said, Miss Fins, about Poyer, right? And I'm not trying to downplay him, but we do this with a lot of players. So I'm just posing the question: does his injury history, right? Again, the past couple of years in Buffalo specifically, in and out of the lineup, not playing every game, is that a concern? Again, it shouldn't be a major concern because $2 million. I think it was well worth bringing him in for everything you said, Miss Fins, about the leadership, and but I think for me, that's what he's going to do. Not so much what he can do on the field, because I agree when he's on the field, I do think he's going to be highly productive, right? He's a good player on the field, but I think a guy like that, age and with his injury history, I think you bring a guy like that, because he's coming from a division rival. So I absolutely love what you said there, Miss Pence. But I think he's more off the field is where he's going to help this team. Now, if he plays all full 17 games and, he's out there balling, I'll come out here and I'll say I was wrong. And I do think he'll be productive when he's on the field. But I don't know. I think it's a situation where the Miami Dolphins looked at a guy like Poyer and was like, let's get this guy in the building from a knowledge-based standpoint with some of the younger guys in the secondary, right? Like a guy like Nick Needham, still young, Cater, Javon, right? Like, let's bring that guy in so he could be the calming voice in that secondary room. Again, I'm not trying to downgrade him, but I think for
Kind
me,
of like a
that's
UD, and
something
for the
like
Heat,
yeah,
bring the
something like that,
culture,
man.
bring the
Absolutely, Miss
mentality.
Fan.
You know what I mean?
Right,
That dog
right.
mentality
Again, a
to be able to
dog, right?
elevate those younger players.
Absolutely, Miss Fans. Like Jordan Porter, he's an absolute dog, right? And again, when he's on the field, he's highly, very productive, right? I just think, and I could be wrong, but I think the Miami Dolphins looked at that situation and was like, hey, you can come out here and have a bigger impact on this team, maybe in the locker room, in the meeting rooms, on the sideline. But I mean, again, do you think a player of his caliber signs a $2 million deal if he thinks he's going to be coming out and playing full 17 games? If he thinks he's playing a major role, do you think he signs that contract? I think there's an understanding from both parties. I think from Poyer's side and the Dolphins side, I think they all know what's about to happen here. Again, when he's on the field, he can play, but I think they brought him into the building to kind of groom and mold that group and use his knowledge. So I ain't got no problem with it. But uh, do you lady think I'm right on that situation, or do you guys see it maybe a little bit different?
No, I gotta agree. I think it's a great point to add to what I initially said, especially when you just have to understand we have a lot of young players too. So you want them to develop by having that veteran like a Poyer. You're able to instill that knowledge, you know what I mean? And they'll be able to have somebody where they can ask Chris, is, hey, I saw this here. What do you think? Blah, 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 blah. And the thing is, like, if you really think about it, another great thing about him already being in the division is when you're in the same division, you play in the same opposing teams. You know what I mean? For the most part, 95% of the opposing teams you're playing are going to be the same, with like maybe one or two teams that are going to be different. Other than that, they're all going to be the same opposing teams. So you already know that you can talk about past games, like, hey, how did you guys did this? How were you able to to be efficient in this area or deal with this particular receiver or yada yada. The good thing about them is their knowledge. Now I understand his injury concern, obviously, but this is second chance you. The Miami Dolphins, like I tell people want a second chance. This is exactly where you want to come because we're gonna give you a second chance because this is the ideal Greer player. Injured or coming off an injury, hey, listen, we want you to be here. That one, maybe 2 year contract, but really it's still just a 1 year contract that I could cut you still and not to worry about next year. So at the end of the day, to me, I think it's a good signing for the caliber of veteran that we're getting in a position of need, having only one safety that was still in his rookie contract. To me, I think it's one of the most valuable positions that we were able to get with getting Poyer because we had nobody in that position. You see what I mean? And to your point, yeah, that leadership is definitely you can't teach that outside of it. The guys in the locker room are the ones that are going to be able to give them the best information. And I think having that leadership there, like a UD, for the Heat, they'll be able to talk to each other in the locker room and be able to learn from each other. So I personally, I thought it was a great pickup, which is why I expect the most out of that particular one than maybe perhaps like a Jordan um, Brooks like we got. Even though I expect him to, obviously he did to Finsanity's point, second chance you. To Finsanity's point, he did get the biggest contract. True, so you expect a lot of productivity, but with Poyer, I expect him to be affecting the team itself in that leadership role. And to me, that's very valuable, especially if you want to keep these guys for the long term. So that's where I'm at. Greer, New Finland says Greer loves his read threads. Hey, listen, he does. There's no there's no denying that. Now, when it comes to, hey, listen, everybody, I need y'all to hit that like button. We got over 400 people watching. I think that might be the most I've ever had in a
Ain't no
show.
way. Ain't no way.
Wait, I'm not even lying to you. I'm actually screenshotting it. I'm like about to cry. I'm so happy. But between X, Twitter, and well, that is the same thing. Between X, YouTube, and Twitch, we got over 400 people here. Hit that like button. Everybody on Twitter, everybody on X, Twitch, take 10 seconds. Come over here to YouTube. If you want to find my link, it's very easy on my profile. You see the link to my channel. Click the link, click the subscribe button, hit the like button. If you want to become a member and support that way, please go ahead and do so. It just helps to bring in great content like this for you guys. But man, I can't even believe it. Now we're at 406. Like this is awesome. Not gonna
Do
lie.
do we realize that this is Greer's second year bringing in a safety on a 1 year contract for like 2 mil or less to complement Javon? Like
Who do we have?
we
Oh,
had
Deshaun
we
Elliott.
we had Deshaun Elliott last
You're
year, and I
right. You're
think
right.
I don't even think he signed for two, if I remember correctly. So I think that's something interesting to look at. Is that going to be Greer's approach going forward, or are we going to actually eventually either bring in a guy long term to go alongside Javon, or are we going to draft someone to go alongside Javon? Because or is that just like a rotational piece that we're each and every year like, hey, give us your veteran old safety and we'll just throw him in here. We will need some continuity within those ranks, and it very much interests me and what that is going to mean for Javon, because I know some people were talking about the positions that Greer likes to pay. So that'll just be something interesting to keep our eye on going forward.
You know what? I think you bring up a good point, and but this is the thing, and I think we talked about this off season too. Right now, the way the Dolphins are, we are on a win now mode, but we're also still developing our QB. It's interesting how that works. In my opinion, I don't think it works because you're going to hinder one or the other, but essentially we're on a win now mode, right? Um, and don't worry, Lewis. I'm not trying to take a shot at nobody. I'm just saying in general. But I gotta preface it, with Mister Saberfin, so or Captain Saberfin. I gotta make sure, I let you know that. But my thing is, if we're gonna look into the future past, let's say 2025, 2026, then I could see how you would want to go ahead and start drafting now safety for insanity, just so that you can get them. I don't want to say raised while Javon Holland is becoming two. You also have to think about this too. Are we even gonna pay Javon Holland this offseason and extend him, or are we gonna let him ride year four and then get screwed again and have to let him walk? You know what I mean? So if your intention is, you know what, we're gonna let him play the fourth year, and then you have, no matter what, you have to draft a safety in this draft, in my opinion, because you need that guy to at least be in the building if you're not gonna be able to sign, or if you're not looking to sign um, Javon Holland any further than that. I don't know. That's what I think. What do you think?
Yeah, and listen, if we got to be honest, we have to have Javon Holland under contract. We have to give him a contract
Agreed.
before this season is over. For me, I'm not willing to do that if he's not willing to play. Again, it comes down to I'm tired of the Miami Dolphins overpaying for players, right? And it's my argument for everybody. I love Christian Wilkins. I'm not willing to overpay Christian Wilkins. The man got $27.5 million. It was overpaid. I love Robert Hunt. The man got $20 million a season. He's not worth $20 million, right? Like
Yeah, I agree.
we gotta detach ourselves from fans to loving these players to overpaying these players. And it's the same thing with Javon Holland. I want Javon Holland on the football team. I'm not willing to overpay Javon Holland to be on this football team. Because in my opinion, he's not worth. If he's coming in and he wants to reset the market again for a safety, it's to me, it's not worth it.
I don't
It's
think
not.
Greer will do it though. That's the thing. I really don't think. I think that if anybody does in the safety position, it would be Holland to reset the market. I just don't think that
Why?
Greer's willing to do it.
But
Period.
again, see, but Miss Fans, Javon Holland again without feelings, right? He's not better than Jesse Bates. He's not better than Jesse Bates, and Jesse Bates was part of Cincinnati. And Cincinnati last year not only did they let Jesse Bates go, they let Von Bell go too. They let both of their starting safeties go because safeties are not premier positions in the league anymore. The game has changed. It's no more hard hitting. It's not worrying about receivers are not worried about going up the middle now and worried about getting cracked. They're not. That 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 part of the game has been taken out of the game. And Javon Holland, Jesse Bates reset the market last year. Is Javon Holland better than Jesse Bates? No, he's not. He's not better than Justin Simmons out of Denver, and they just released him. Javon Holland's not better than him.
You're not
We gotta
wrong. You know.
we gotta get out of our feelings about these players. It's the same argument for Tua. Tua has earned a contract in the Miami Dolphins organization. He has done enough to earn a contract, around 45 million. I agree with what Tony said last night. And again, if you want to argue semantics, if you want to go up to 46, 47, 48 million, okay, cool. That I'm not going to argue over a million here or 2 million here. That's not worth it to me. But if again, if Tua is holding out and Tua wants to reset the market, if Tua wants to be a 55, 56, 57, 58 million dollar, he's not worth that. You see what I'm saying? Like every player has a price, and Javon Holland definitely has a price. I'm willing to bring him back. I think we need to start having initial conversations if I'm Chris Greer or the Dolphin organization with Javon Holland. But if there's any inkling or indication from Javon Holland or his representation that he wants to reset the market, you need to start looking to maybe trade Javon Holland because he's not worth resetting the market for. It just is what it is.
I mean, see, you make a good point, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm so tempted to say something right now, Lewis, but I'm not going to because it might hurt your feelings. So let me not. But I will say this.
No, go ahead, Miss
The,
Fan. Go. Hey, go ahead and cook,
no,
Miss
I'm just
Fan.
saying the same.
One people
I mean,
watching. I'm
I'm trying to
curious.
keep the
What
same.
what were you gonna
I'm trying to
say?
keep the
400
same
people
energy
watching.
though, because if we're trying not to be with all these players, and we gotta be okay with having to let players go. Whatever. I mean, you could say the same thing about Tua. If somebody's trying to pay him 60, $70 million a year, are you willing
No
to
one's
pay
trying to
him
pay.
that?
No one's trying
Miss
to pay
Fan,
to a
Miss
You
Fins.
never
$60 million.
know though. But I'm saying if somebody was.
That's what I'm saying, Miss Fins. If somebody was, then let them go. I'm not Miss Fins. That's what I just said. Tua
Okay,
Tagovailoa
okay.
has earned a contract here in Miami of around the number has to have a four in front of it. I'm not going to argue from 45 to 48. That's not my money, and it's $3 million. I could care less. I don't believe Tua should have anything with a five in front of it. So if Tua wants to again take 48 million and again for me in my opinion, I think he has earned that. But is Tua worth 52, 53, 54, 55 million? No, he is not. And Javon
No
Holland
arguments.
it,
No
and
arguments.
Javon
But
Holland
Holland, the
should be
same thing with
compensated.
Holland. Yeah.
And he should be compensated, right? Javon Holland has earned a contract in Miami, but not to reset the market for safeties. He hasn't earned that contract because again, Robert Hunt, very productive player. I love Robert Hunt. Again, the man got 20 million. Where's his all pro? Where's his Pro Bowl selections? He didn't have
Yeah,
any.
but that also has to do with the success of the team. You know what I mean? A lot of guys that are
Okay.
top. One of the good things that you do have to give
Where's the
Robert Hunt.
success though?
That's my point. If the team doesn't have success, a lot of these guys that are solid players don't really get that recognition to be an All Pro, Pro Bowl, or anything like that. Now you have him. One of the things that you knew you were gonna have when it comes to him is his availability. Yeah, I get it. This year he got a little dinged up and whatever. He was out for several weeks, but you knew what you were getting when a guy is pretty much playing every single game for almost 4 years. You see what I mean? So that's another reason why I know he got that money. You see, but I mean, I'll tell you this. Me personally, with the way the team is going, these little tiny moves that because the money we're spending on these to Finsanity's point, these 1 million, $2 million contracts, 1.2, whatever, they're essentially the money that Rubber Hunt and Christian Wilkins were gonna get. Hell, for Christian Wilkins alone, we got like 20 players. You know what I mean? So if you think about it, it makes sense because we're in this win now mode. What can you do to help me win now? You know? The question is, how is all of that going to be put together? And that's where Matt McDaniel comes in. That's when you got to have your coaching staff on point, which is why I'm okay with whoever we get for the O line because I trust Butch Berry. He's shown me I can trust Butch Berry. Another one that I know I can trust, which I feel like he still needs to get a little bit better, is Wes Welker as a wide receivers coach. It's not on him that certain guys were maybe not as consistent as you would have wanted, but when you have your top three guys, top four guys being as consistent as they were, I mean, you're gonna be very successful. And look at, and Tua doesn't get for over 4,000 yards if your wide receivers coach isn't doing his job. You see what I mean? So for me right now, these little tiny contracts is for that win now. If you're looking for the future, then maybe the draft is the way to go. I just don't know if,
Well, well,
unless you
well,
don't agree. I mean, am I
well,
off?
well. I would say Butch Berry again. He would have to show me. I liked everything he did in his first year. He would have to show me another year. But the Wes Welker thing. Listen, no shade at Wes, right? He donned the Miami Dolphin jersey, and I love Wes. But whether Wes Welker's here or not, Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle are going to be highly productive. Wes Welker wasn't here. In Tyreek's Hill's career in Kansas City, he was productive. Wes Welker wasn't here. Jalen Waddle's year one as a rookie. The man had 1,000 yards and over 100 catches. Where is Wes Welker making the Eric Izakamas, the Braxton Berrios, the Chase Claypools, the Cedric Wilsons? Where's he making those guys better? Like so,
Is
no.
it
Listen, I
is it
love
him
Wes.
though? Hold up. Is it him or
Well,
is it the scheme?
well, again, I'm just going
Because if
by
your
the
quarterback is
guys.
only throwing to two men, then
I I
what's up
can
with the other guys?
again. I can only go by the group that he coaches. Right? That we're talking. I'm not talking about is two missing guys. See, that's another argument. What I'm talking about is his overall unit. Yeah, don't tell me about the two guys that were productive without you already. You didn't make Tyreek and Jalen Waddle better. They're just elite players. You to your point, Miss Fans, right? With Butch Berry,
Hmm.
when you don't have your Connor Williams, when you don't have your Isaiah Wynns and your Robert Hunt, and
He
you're
was still able
having
to do it.
Robert Jones and the Liam Eichenbergs of the world, and you're still giving production from those guys, that shows me you're coaching your unit, you're getting production. Again, love Wes Welker, but no, bro, you got to show me a little bit more from the other guys around. Just is what it is.
Well,
Don't tell me how good you are because you're
but
coaching Waddle and Tyreek.
my thing is, if only the number one and number two running back are gonna get the opportunity, what do you expect out of the other guys if they're getting no real? I mean, how many times did we see the guy? And this is not even a shot at Tua. If anything, this is at McDaniel that I'm talking about because it don't matter who the quarterback is at this point. It's like if you're only gonna have your team go for number one and two, which I get it, every team does it. That's not my point. But if you're not gonna also implement these other players, which is that original question we were talking about earlier, you know, can we go ahead and implement these other guys and really spread the ball around? Yes, we can. Will we? That's a true question. I don't know if we will. And that's where I get upset because you have young players like a Eric Ezukama that in preseason he was looking like a beast, and then just nothing in the regular season. No opportunities whatsoever. So that's where I'm at. This team definitely has the talent again to be very effective, very efficient, and highly productive. But will we do it? Obviously, time will tell. We'll know once the season starts. But the problem is, again, I'd like to see the implementation from McDaniel and other receivers where we can spread that ball around because when we do, that's gonna make Tyreek and Waddle even more deadly, in my opinion. I don't know. I don't feel like I'm far off when I'm saying that, but it could be it. But I do understand what you What you mean when it comes to Wes Welker? I mean, when you have when you already have a Tyreek, it makes sense. He's already an elite talent. I get that. You know what I mean? But you still gotta be able to. You still coaching up even those guys with elite talent. There's still coaching that has to be done. So, but that's just me again. Now I got a question for you guys because right now we got a new DC, right? We lost a ton of half our defense is gone, and we just picked up several defensive players. How long do you expect the defense to be cohesive and to actually be able to be productive? How many weeks do you think it'll for them to gel together and be highly productive? Insanity, Lou, either one of y'all, or in the comment section.
I was gonna let Finsanity take off on that one shit, but she's probably doing something.
You there for Insanity? Oh, she
Yes,
might
I'm
be.
here.
Oh, okay. You wanna take that real quick? Answer my question. How many weeks do you think the defense will take to gel and be highly productive?
That's a very twofold question. One, because a couple of our key starters will, as we know, not be there in the beginning of the season for us. Um, I will say this, right? He said that he's, going to be implementing some of the things that a lot of these guys are familiar with. I don't. David Long wasn't there back during that tenure. We're not going to. I'm going to try not to name names. Um, but Holland was there. Ramsey wasn't there. I'm trying to think of key guys. Obviously Poyer wasn't there. Jesus, was any of our no Chubb wasn't. Yeah, so they're all a lot of them are going to be what's the names. They're vets for the most part. We're not that young on the defense. You got what Cater, Nick I guess considered a vet by now. Honestly, I would have to say it should all be together like 5 week sixes. I think in training camp, hopefully when we start getting some of the pads on, I mean, obviously you still can't hit players, to the extent, and it's not being ran 100%, game speed as much. But definitely week 5, week 6, anything beyond week 6, we should definitely be there. I don't think it's conceptually going to be too hard. I know it's going to be a lot of pressure, so that'll be interesting. But I do hopefully believe in the leadership that has been brought into the various rooms. It's just about them getting to those books. I don't think it's going to be as difficult as they said Fangio's was. So I'm going to say by week 6, definitely it should be looking a little bit better. And I think for the most part, that's when it kind of started feeling like it was like a turn last year. Uh, Definitely, especially once we got Ramsey out there and stuff. But that's to me on the players, pretty much. How much they get into it, learn it, and just reps. And I think by week 6, you've had more than enough reps, and you should be there between OTAs, which some of them may or may not show up for. We'll see about that. Uh, Training camp and all that. Definitely, I'll go week 6 and beyond. We should definitely be feeling that defensive presence.
I like that. Yeah, for me personally, I think that the defense is gonna take. I always give it 6 to 8 weeks. That's the same thing that I gave last year with Fangio implementing his new defense. I think it's gonna be very interesting, especially since Weaver said in his press conference he wants to do a multiple defense. So it might come out of a base 3-4, but for the most part, it's gonna be adjusting every week based on the opponent. I think it's gonna be very interesting to see how long it takes these new players to get into the rhythm of of what he's looking to do. But at the end of the day, I don't know. I personally, I'm excited to see what we end up doing. It's just gonna take some. It's just gonna take at least to 8 weeks for it to be, in my opinion, somewhat effective. What about you, Lou? How long do you think the defense will take to kind of gel together? And shout out to Dolphins Thirsty. Everybody go check them out. Awesome, awesome content over there. Go ahead, Lou.
Yeah, yeah. For me, Miss Fins and Finsanity, it's up to the players, right? Like, I think the system, for the most part, players in this league, they understand how to understand the defense, right? I don't think that takes that long. You got OTAs, you got mini camps, you got training camp, you got the preseason. I think by the season starts, everybody understands. For me, it's about the players buying in, right? So how long does that take? And I think, people have heard me on multiple platforms, and I keep saying the same thing. I think that's a big issue that Miami has. I think we have some players that like to rebel and like to do things on their terms, right? So I think from an understanding standpoint, I think all the players will understand the defense by the time the season starts. It's whether they buy in or not. You look at a guy like Butch Berry. Butch Berry's year last year was his first year in the building. The offensive line took off running, right? By week one, that offensive line, they knew their assignments. They all bought into what Butch Berry was selling them, and they were productive in with whatever player was in the lineup, right? It didn't matter. For the most part, they were effective. So I think that's, for me, that's what it is. If the defensive players on the defense, if they buy into this scheme, whatever it is, hybrid, whatever you want to call it, 3-4-4-3, whatever it is, if the players buy in, I think that's when you see the defense really take off. You know, bro, we all heard the rumors last year. Man, well, players might have not liked Vic Fangio the way he talked or the way he coached or whatever, but the defense was working, right? When the team bought in, that you seen the defense play well, right? Even with injuries, week 18, last game of the season, they held that Buffalo offense to 14 points offensively with all the injuries. That shows me a team that had bought into the defense, whether they liked it or not, whether they liked what positions they were playing in or not, they bought in. That's why it worked. So it's kind of a hard question, Miss Fans and Insanity, for me to answer, but that's the way I am going to answer it. If this team buys in to what they're being sold or being taught, this defense will take off. If they want to rebel and they want to kind of do things their own way, then we'll see them struggle. It's all about buying in.
Okay. Um, I am with you, Louis. I'm with you. I think it is a tough. It's a tough. Actually, it's not a tough. It's just it's a very detailed question, to kind of answer. But that's why I wanted to gauge you guys' opinion. And shout out, man, we got over 450 people in the building, man. You guys are awesome. Hit that like button, guys. Share, subscribe, let everybody else know. I'm gonna get out of here. My phone's about to die, and I'm traveling, but I appreciate you guys coming through. Louis, Finsanity, what do you got overall? What are your final thoughts? What do you want to tell to the fans? What should we do? What should we expect from this free agency frenzy?
Hey, I'll get out of here first because I love what the ladies of the community do. So I'm gonna let y'all end the show. For me, it keep building on what we did, right? Like, people might not like the moves or whatever. Just keep building, keep bringing in some quality guys to the building, and I'll be happy. And you ladies have a great rest of your day. I'm sure our paths will cross later in the day somewhere, whether on Twitter or another YouTube channel. And Miss Fins, again, thanks for letting me up. Insanity, you already know what time it is. Salute, and you ladies be good. Fins up.
Thank you, Louis. Thank you so much for coming through. I appreciate you, buddy. Thank you so much. And back alley fans, let me shout it out one more time. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we got back alley fans episode 3 or part 3 is out. Go check it out. Definitely the ladies were steaming. We were on one. It was very interesting to say the least, and it's gotten some rave reviews. So definitely watch the entire thing because a lot of people are enjoying this. So go check it out. Back Alley Fence. You can find it on my YouTube channel. Again, go click the link. It's on Twitter, X, Instagram. You can find the link to my show. Go ahead and do so. Much appreciated, ladies and gentlemen. But go ahead, Vicinity. What do you got as our final thoughts?
Yeah, definitely shout out to Nene in the comment section. Had an awesome conversation with her, and I love having conversations with Nene about this team, sports in general. She's a rising star. I just want to put that out there. Whenever you get the chance to hear Nene speak on this team, it's coming with some fire. So that guys, definitely go check that out. You will love it. For this team, I'm honestly, excited. I like the defensive side of the ball a little bit more than the offensive side. I'm really excited about what this, defense is going to be. I feel like it is going to be a lot better than what other people do think or anticipate. Yeah, we lost some players, lost a really good key piece, but I'm excited to see a more pressure centric defense, But outside of that, final thoughts. Shout out to all the Phins fans. I really don't have a final thought for today's what's the name, but I will say this: the fact that people are trying to make a concerted effort to get the ball out of our playmakers' hands is very interesting to me, and I think people aren't looking at it from that standpoint when they say, "Oh, we want the ball to go to all these other players." Your playmakers are who they are, and they're the ones who carried us last year. Now, if someone else wants to take the opportunity to step up and to put their hat in the ring and become one of those guys, they're going to have to show it. Yes, it's going to have to come with opportunity, but go out there and show it in practice, show it in mini camp, show it in training camp. Become that piece that Tua can rely on or looks to, because hey, he didn't have a problem, in the beginning of the year getting the ball to River Craycraft a little bit, sprinkle it in there every now and then. To him, like I said, I thought he was going to be somewhat productive-ish, but time will tell, as a very famous person says. But
City.
for me personally, the ball should be in your playmaker's hands, and that's where you would like to see it. If you disagree with that, then hey, it is what it is. Um, but yeah, everyone have a wonderful day. Um, be safe out there. Remember, you're important. Someone cares about you. Someone loves you. Fins up. We a family. Thank you for having me on
Fins
today, Miss
up.
Fins.
That's what I'm talking about. And just if you guys want to see if Insanity get cooked by me and Nene, please go check out. Uh,
Oh man.
I was kidding, man.
Listen,
We had a
listen,
great
no,
time.
listen.
We had a great time. We had
What
a
was that?
great time. I
Part
just
three?
really
Listen,
needed to say that though.
I have no problem ever conceding that I am 0-3. For me, like I said, I have so much fun. Like I put in the conversation, I have so much fun recording those, and I think you see a lot more structure too because it's recorded and we're not getting, too distracted or whatever. But I have so much fun in hearing the opinions of others can only make you better, right? You may not agree, you might see it from a
Agreed.
different point of view, but it only makes you better. It only gets you, more knowledge in this thing. And that's why, I like to just sometimes go and listen. But being able to talk to someone like Nene and you, they definitely team up on me. They team up on the vet. So if y'all want to see Miss Fins get, double teamed, no problem. Go make sure you go check it out either way. It's really good. I think you guys will definitely enjoy it. Nene brings the fire every single time. Miss Fins
She
gets in
does.
there. She
Yeah.
even
Nene
Miss
was
Fins
channeling
turns
her.
up.
I know. No, most people don't expect that, but even Nene doing her best EM impression. Turn up, Miss Kim. Turn up. I was like, this woman. I swear.
It's always listen. And that's the great thing about it, right? That's the great thing about it because we can turn up and you can see people turn up respectfully. You can see people
Hmm.
turn up and keep it about football, and there's no low blows or shots taken. It's just turn up with the football take. So, absolutely, if y'all want to see something a little bit different along those lines, and it's kept, respectful and all that, definitely go check it out.
I agree. I agree. Well, Fasani, thank you so much for coming through. I had a blast. I can't wait till part four. Neither can the fans, so I can't wait till we get a chance to do it again. But listen, God bless. Great. I'm so happy you got your voice back, and I'm loving everything you continue to do. Again, the quadruple OG, ladies and gentlemen, Miss Finn's Sanity 5, or AKA Back Alley Fins. I'll catch you later. Hmm. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. This is Miss Fins. I am Miss Fins. Thank you so much for another great episode. Yes, tomorrow we are live, just like we are live every single Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. Eastern. Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. Eastern. Thank you so much for coming through. Do me a favor, hit that like button, share, subscribe, let everybody else know we're live. I appreciate each and every single one of you guys. Be blessed, have fun, stay awesome, and I mean, at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, fins up. Bye bye.